I am Terry from Bed and Biscuits Boarding and Training Facility, and this is Honey. She's done really good. She gets nervous and scared very easy, so when she gets like that, she's quite a bit harder to handle. But I've used this prong collar. I can't remember if this might even be yours, but I think you have one if it's not. And it works really good just for if you're heeling her or taking her for a walk. She listens to that really well. But she will still test you. She still does it to me sometimes. But when she starts to go somewhere else when you're heeling her or anytime, it's just a constant, until she stops doing it, it's just pull and release, pull and release. If I'm standing here and she wants to go to see something else, I would just keep pull, release, and eventually she'll stop. Now if you just hold her like this, it's just gonna teach her to pull. So you gotta get in your head, it's just pull and release, and that's what makes this collar tighten up and work. You just pull and release. You can do it, it's pretty hard, it's not gonna hurt her. And eventually she'll stop doing that. But when we're gonna do about 4 or 5 different exercises. The heel on leash, the sit stay, the down stay, and the recall. We'll do the hand signals as well as the verbal commands through it all. And through all these exercises, she'll be at our left side. When we return, we'll do the heel on leash. Again, she's at my left side, the prong collar. I got this one set up exactly. It's not too tight at all. Got plenty of play there. It almost bottoms out when I use it, so it's not gonna hurt her. 5 or 6 foot leash, it doesn't matter. Don't walk her and keep it tight. Like we said before, it's just going to teach her to pull, so we want to give her the chance to listen to our commands. Leave it a little bit loose. Hey, come on. Leave it a little bit loose where it hooks to her leash, or her collar, I'm sorry. Then when you walk, you don't even have to look at her, just look at where you're going. If it gets tight, it's the pull and release. As soon as she's back where she needs to be, you can leave it loose again. You ready? Let's try it. Heel. Good girl. Come on. That's a good girl. Come on. That's a good girl. Come on. Good girl. Come on. It's a good girl. When you stop, she should automatically sit. I haven't used any treats. I just praise her. Heel. Again, when you stop, praise her. Exercise finished. Good girl. Okay, again, she's at her left side. The hand signal sit. She does very, very well, but hand signal to sit, just bring your hand up like this. That's going to tell her to sit. Next hand signal to stay, because we're going to do the sit, stay, and walk out to the end of the leash. So you tell her to sit, stay, reinforce the word stay as you walk out to the end of the leash so she doesn't follow you. If she does follow you, put her back where she started and make her stay. Say it like you really mean it so she stays. So we got sit, stay, 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 stay. You're only going to stay out there for a few seconds, then return. Get all the way back like this, stay, then release her. I say exercise finished. Good girl. This is going to be her down stay. Okay, she's at a sit at your left side. You're going to turn and face her, put your finger right to the ground, tell her to down, and then really reinforce the word stay when you walk away, just like you did with a sit stay, or else she's going to pop up and try to follow you. Walk out to the end of the leash. You can stand out there and just continue to tell her to stay. Only for 3 to 4 seconds at the most, and come back. Eventually you can work up to longer lengths of time. Let's see how she does. Down. No, I don't want that fall. Down. There we go. I only tell her a couple times so you're not repeating yourself and she's breaking the command. So the next time if she doesn't do it, I'm going to gently pull her down. Down. Good. That's it. Stay. Reinforce the word stay. 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 Exercise finished. Good girl. That's it. This is going to be a recall. Again, she's sitting at your left side. So to sit, tell her to stay. You're going to walk to the end of your leash. Turn to face her. Bring your hand to your chest as a hand signal to tell her to come. And just use her name, tell her to come. Bring your hand to your chest. She should come to you. Hopefully sit at your feet. She doesn't have to, but you're trying to get her to the point when she's off leash and you call her, she comes to you. I don't use any treats, but just really praise her when she does it correctly. Sit, stay, stay. Honey, come in. Good girl, good girl. Okay, for a conclusion, we've worked really hard also for the, we worked really hard on the jumping as well, really hard on the jumping. She doesn't jump on me too much. You can tell she looks at me like she wants to, but I just, especially if she's off leash, but when she comes up to me, I just already got my hand out and tell her off, and then I reach down like this. I don't give her a chance. Off like that, and I reach down and hold her down and pet her. She's never opted to like play real rough with my hands, and I know you said that she kind of digs you up. I'm not sure if it's teeth or claws or both that she's doing it with. If she's jumping, I'm sure some of it, or a lot of it's coming from the claws. But if you can come up to her and just tell her off and hold her down like this, and pet her, and don't let them front feet come up. If they do, really, come down and tell her no. And I would have her on this collar and just give her a couple good pull and releases and tell her off. She's gonna get a little spastic about it, but it's the only way she's gonna learn. There's much harsher ways, but you know, I'm not gonna do anything like that. But some trainers might, but she's already very scared and timid like, so I wouldn't want to do anything like that. But anyway, going in and out of doorways, I've had her sit, tell her to stay. Of course, I've got her on the leash, open up the door, and I take the first step too, and then I tell her to come. That way she gets used to going in after the person or coming out after the person. Eventually, hopefully, as she grows up, you'll be able to do that off leash and just tell her to sit and stay while you go out the door. And if you don't want her to come, she's going to stay inside, or after you get out the door, you can call her. She does pretty well with me, but she's one of those dogs that will really take advantage if she knows she can get away with it. So you got to be very consistent. I don't think you guys can be too stern with her. You got to be really strict, very consistent, and stay on it. And you know, she's very young yet, so that's to your advantage too, because as she grows up, she's going to get a little bit less energy, and if you keep on her about this training. But she's been not an easy dog to train. She's super smart, but she's got a little hellion, I think, in her. Anyway, I've really enjoyed working with her, and thank you very much.